said, we're going to go through a lot of things, but I wanted to focus on things dealing with the vaccine, especially the COVID vaccine. And it's a very important thing. I'm not just talking about the vaccine itself, I'm talking how the process was and the process is, and how it has brought to a lot of change in terms of thinking and dealing with things on a political front in a global based perspective. And my opinion on this COVID vaccine, first of all, I am talking as an I never took the jab, none of it. I never took the jab, I never took any medication. Was I sick during the COVID vaccine period? Yes, I got it. I was doing my national exams, my national secondary exams. I got sick, but I never dropped dead. And at that time, I was fat, very fat. Well, not fat, not big as fat, but somehow fat, but that's not the point. The main purpose of this video, I wanted to tell you guys that when it comes to things like the vaccine, especially in this era, you have to really sit down and ask yourself one question. One, is it important? Why are they pushing this ideology to me, or to my mom, or to my dad, or to my brother, or to my sister? Or if you have a family, why is it being pushed to my wife, to my son, to my daughter? Such kind of things. You need to ask yourself that question. One, personally, I looked at it and I said, at first I was scared because it actually looked like a pandemic for real. But I started asking myself, why is it that I'm seeing people from different parts of the country, not in Kenya, but in different parts of the country, like globally, they can go and maybe have some party, especially the elites. I remember there was a clip, I don't know if it was in England, most of the political class, they had a party and they could meet up with each other. And there was this ideology going around that you cannot host parties and you cannot mix and blah blah blah. In terms of touching, you'll get the COVID. All that yapping. Once I watched that, I just knew there's something wrong. And then the other thing is, when it came to contact sport, that was another problem, because I used to like watching wrestling and football and other things that are more contact, things dealing with, you need to hold each other, such kind of things. And I asked myself, if that person got the vaccine and the other didn't, but they're playing okay, and the person who never got the vaccine hasn't dropped dead, but the person with the vaccine is playing in a way which is somehow, how can I say this, somehow telling, because I wanted to see why is it that the people who got it are dropping down like flies. And the one that actually stood out for me was Sergio Aguero. Sergio Aguero was a phenomenal striker in the Premier League, and I don't think he had any problems with his cardio, with his heart when he was young. I might be wrong, but once he took the vaccine, I remember he was playing for Barcelona. At that time, he already moved from City to Barcelona. All of a sudden, he had started complaining about heart issues or chest issues, chest pains, such kind of things. And he has never complained about that while he was younger, while he was in City. So I was like, why is it most of the people who got the COVID vaccine are dropping dead? Such kind of questions. And the people who got it, the people who never got the vaccine haven't complained about anything, including myself. I was pressured. I remember there was a time I was being pressured to get it by my own parents, but I never got it. Because I never understood the mechanisms of it, and I owe it not to myself but to my brother. I remember he told me this thing cannot be real, and I can also owe it to certain people such as Andrew Tate and what's his name, Alex Jones, who gave me more insight into this, because what they were saying made more sense. Because if you look at it, most of the things the COVID vaccine had, it had what's this thing called, protein fibroids. I'm not good at biology, but it was there to see. You could clearly see what they were doing to people, especially small babies, I mean, babies. Of course, babies are small. Look at me. What they were doing to babies, they were forcing babies to get it. And that will alter their DNA. And once I knew that, through Alex Jones and other relevant people who might be called conspiracy theorists, of which I view myself as one, it made more sense, and I stopped viewing things through the lens of safety and the system. Because if you go back in time and you see the vaccines that we've been given, 9 out of 10 times they were forced on us through the idea of helping. Let's go back in time, especially if you're Kenyan. Let's go back in time. Do you genuinely believe in your heart and hearts someone like Dedan Kimathi or a warrior back in the 1940s during the colonial period? They used to take the vaccines, honestly. Why didn't they? I've never heard a man called Dedan Kimathi take the polio vaccine. Never. It was only brought forth to us through the whites. And I believe this is what what happened to them. And I want you to listen to me clearly. And I'll actually pull my camera closer. What I believe what they did is this. They came to Africa, let's say Kenya, and then they poisoned a certain community, a certain people. And once they were sick, they came with a cure. That cure altered their DNA. So what does that mean? If it alters your DNA, it means it goes down for generation and generation and generation. Do you understand? So if you were sick, they were sick, they were given the medicine. So if you have a child, it means that DNA was altered by your parents. So it means you can be sick from that disease. So what do? The white person comes. Well, I won't say all white people are bad, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. That person came, tells you if your son or your daughter doesn't take this vaccine, you have to know it's either they will be crippled or they will be sick for however long they will be, or they will suffer from dementia, or they will have abnormal abilities that are somehow, sorry to say this, disgusting. I mean, people cannot tolerate such kind of things. It's true. I'm not just saying that as if I hate them, but it's the truth. So what does the parent do? He has to make the child, the born child, to take the vaccines because it is out of cure. Because he is doing it not because he was told by the white man to do it. He is doing it because he actually cares, or she actually cares for the child, be it a girl or a boy. So what happens? It ends up being a cycle. It ends up being from this generation to this generation to this generation to this generation, which led up to my mother and my dad, and then led up to me. It's the truth. I have the polio vaccine within my body, and I will not say as if it's not helping me. I believe if I never got the vaccine, I would have been sick, I would have been paralyzed. I believe that. And I appreciate my parents protecting me and loving me and caring for me to the extent where they will tell the doctor or the nurse to jab me. I have no problem with that, but I truly believe if you go back in time, these vaccines weren't there. They are just things made by man who's evil, and they only want one thing: power. They only want one thing: power. Not money. Money is easy to get. I have money. You have money. At the end of the day, money is easy to get. They want power. They want to be in a position where they control you. Do you understand? If your son or your daughter doesn't get it, they're dead. So what does that make them? They make themselves as the king of curing people. Do you understand? They view themselves as demigods, and this view of perceiving or perception they have of themselves as demigods or even gods the one that is evil. I believe that. You know, it's disgusting to the sense that there's some people who I know very close to me during the COVID period, because at that time I was in uni. I just started university, and there were some people, especially some girl I liked, of course. Of course, I had to say that, but there was a guy I liked, and a girl, not a guy, a girl, a shorty, a woman I liked, and I told her not to get it. And at first, she believed me, and then she couldn't because she was scared of his father. And I was like, I mean, it tells me a lot about you as a person that you're willing to put your health on the line just to appease your parents. And it's not a matter of respecting your parents. Look, I respect my parents, you respect your parents, but you should never put your health on the line when you know very well that health will be needed by you, because you one day you'll become a parent and you want to see your own child, your own daughter, or your own son graduate, or even win something, or even become good at something, just to appease your current parents. Why? And you have not even lived your life. You know, such kind of things. So my opinion on the vaccines, especially the COVID vaccine, and the current nature of it, I don't believe it. Even the vaccines now, most of them, they are out here to destroy us completely. I'm not saying I will not believe the power of science. Science is very important. Science has helped us to explain things which are not explainable by the naked eye. But when it comes to the current vaccines and the current propaganda that is being pushed by Big Pharma, you have to actually tread carefully and ask yourself, why are they pushing this down our throats? So next time, and I believe next time will be soon enough, we will have another pandemic. And at that time, I know this video will be viewed by a lot of people. I know it. So I want you to ask yourself, if Henry, me, never fell for the lie or for the propaganda that was about COVID, then you shouldn't fall for the next one. It's so easy. It's all a matter of asking yourself one question: what is the end goal of this vaccine? If they try and use the Trojan horse idea, it is here to protect you and cure you. I believe 9 out of 10 times there's no way a person who can come to you, whom you know very well, who actually poisoned you and then say, oh, I am here to cure you. They did that intentionally. They want something from you. They want endless servitude. They want you to be a slave to them. And nowadays, being a slave doesn't mean you have to be chained. You don't have to be chained to be a slave. All you have to do is just listen to them. And you will just believe them. Why? Because you think they know better than you. But it's wrong. You have what is very important to every man, and it was created inside you. It is within you as a man or a woman. It's the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is as important as it gets. Nobody should ever temper it, because it is the one thing that leads you to the truth. Look, I'm not saying as if I'm the best. I am flawed. I have my own imperfections, just like any other man, just like any other woman. But I believe, as a young man, as young as I am, all I'm trying to do is to give you a word of advice. Please do not listen to these people. They really do not care about you. The only person who cares about you is yourself and God, and perhaps maybe your parents, which is maybe 50-50, but or even your brother or even your sister who is not of the system. Such kind of people only care about you. So please listen to me, not just because I am pleading with you. My intention with you isn't bad. I want to give you the honest truth about everything, especially this, and you have to tread carefully for the next few years, especially when it comes to 2030 or even 2033, because something big will happen. Not to me, but to everyone. So as I finish, I wish you all the best wherever you are. I don't care if you're in Africa, in America, Asia, South Africa, West Africa, East Africa, wherever you are, if you're listening to this. Personally, it's from one young man to another, or to one young man to a woman, wherever you are.